We're here to support the Manning family and the Hadlicks and the Henrys who have contaminated water since 2011. And we're here to help them keep their water buffaloes and water equipment. And it's November 6th in the morning. WPX has indicated that they want to remove everything. And the water is still contaminated here. WPX has gone to court on Tuesday for a motion to grant a court order, but they haven't gotten it yet. So we're here at the Manning's house in Franklin Forks, Susquehanna County.
Give us so that we could pray with, and smoke it so that smoke would direct us. It'll be our communicator to the Great Spirit. And as we take this Sema, we've always put that in our left hand because it's closest to our heart. And that's how we load our shalupa, our pawagin. That's old pipe, and the stone comes from our Mother Earth. So that's what it represents. That's what it represents, our Mother Earth. And then the stem is the tree of life, and once it's connected, then it's our communicator to the Great Spirit. And as we hold this tobacco, we give that tobacco, that heart, and we say that little prayer. And usually we honor the 4 directions. And in the same way when I'm loading that pipe, I'll give that prayer in each one of those directions, those 4 directions. And then we'll set some within, and then out, because there's 7 directions within loading that pipe. And as we connect the universe. And as we look along that great star, that star nation, that is the constellation of the water, the Nabib. So we offer that up, and then we lay that down on our Mother Earth a little bit, in all those directions. And that prayer that each one of us holds as individuals. And that's pretty much about the Chalupa. It goes way back to White Calf, but then everybody knows the story of White Calf Woman when it came to the people. And in honoring that, we are an extended family from that pipe, and it goes way back to the beginning of time. And then always our chiefs and stuff, as we become one mind and one spirit. And we take that, and we take these prayers along that walk, and that's how that I was shown. And there's a whole bunch of different ceremonies, and the rites of passage, I guess, to be able to hold that pipe. So, and it's always got to be good, done in that good way.
We have another person here.
We happened to quarry that piece of Ottawa, and then the stem came from where the 1994 white buffalo was born in Wisconsin. So I was able to offer up that and take a piece of that stem back home with me. And so that's where that pipe is. I carried that pipe for a long time, and now I'm ready to use that pipe in that good way for the people. And usually when a person's done speaking, he'll say a ho or a how.
Aho. So you just finished, or
And then, yeah.
for a moment?
And then that talking circle would start coming around. And why I offered that back in that way, because life usually goes back in this way. And right now, this warrior's going back in time. So that's why we went counterclockwise, so that we will remember this in that good way of the Aboriginal people that are here, and then they still remain, and we're still here. Even if some of the books don't agree with what they teach, but we're still here.
Aho. And if anybody else wants to speak or say something, but Tammy, would you like to say anything to the group, or?
I would like to thank everybody for coming. Thank you so much for all your support. We're just so moved that you all continue to support us and stand by us. And I think our prayers are that the earth can be healed from what's happening, and that we can find a better way to we didn't need all this energy 100 years ago. Why do we need it now? We need to break free, I think, from the chains that are binding us, and rely more on the Great Spirit, our Father, the Lord, than we do on the energy industry.
If we destroy the earth, the energy's worthless. So what good is all this energy if we destroy the planet?
Ourselves.
It's worthless.
I think the good news is that we're not going to destroy the planet. The planet can heal itself. The universe can heal itself. Now, humanity, civilization, that's another story. So, with or without us, it's going to eventually be okay and hit the great reset button. So, a new civilization will join the planet one day, should we fail. And I'm happy to be here, because just as easily I'm going to need everybody else's help too. We're all in this together, right?
Aho.
Aho.
Aho. And can we do some kind of chant or anything, Lee? Any kind of words we can chant as a group?
Sure.
What would be a good one? And we're going to do some drumming. And if anybody wants to make some sounds with any drums or
And I actually got another shaker.
a shaker. We have shakers. We have a drum behind you. Anybody wants to use?
I'm supposed to put this down tonight.
And then what do we do with the tobacco?
Through this since 2008. We were condemned years ago, our home, our water. In the last week, my methane detector goes off every night. I have to keep the house open, but because of where we sit, we were told, too bad, so sad, you're too far out. Now, the thing is that this was our dream. We cannot irrigate, we're not even supposed to be eating the food we grow, but we still have to live. And my question is, I listened to an interview that just blew me away. It was the most ludicrous thing I ever heard. Is the only thing to be concerned about now is the emissions of air. The very people that came to my house in the beginning over and over pushed this issue, used our home as a test site with many scientists. They started a new group now. They want nothing to do with the very people that they came in the beginning to test with and found that we were so radioactive. So when people are out here now running around with a group saying we only care about the emissions in the air, the first emissions started with the first drill bit that hit the earth. I sit on my mountain and I hear this Mother Earth groan. She cries. I nearly died on my mountain. I had to go out of state for medical treatment. I was so eat up with gangrene and E. coli because our medical system would not take care of us here. This is an ongoing problem. I'm a victim of water poisoning since 1957. I have watched my children, my daughters, spontaneously abort children from what I passed on to them from water. My fear for you kids is do not just think that we need to be concerned about the air coming out of these goddamn well sites. Because I can tell you right now, the very air in my home is poisoned from the very water. Breathing is an involuntary thing. Let me tell you, the human body cannot survive without water. I challenge anybody that is with this group to now put down everything they drink, and I mean everything, juice, everything. Consume no water and see how long you live. It is not just an issue of air. The first problem started with what we did when we bored through the bowels of Mother Earth, and we never asked her if it was okay to contaminate her. I've watched this for 42 years from coast to coast. When I was literally pronounced dead in Florida, I was taken on a vision. I heard the wings. I saw the women. They were the women dressed in white feathers as they took me on a journey to everywhere I had ever lived in my life. And when you look at the prairie grasses and watch them dance in the wind, I stood on that mountain with these three maidens. And when that grass turned, every blade was the face of a child. Now every blade of grass that dies will be generations of children never born. So do not be just concerned about the air we're breathing. I live in an explosive house. It is horrifying to be on that mountain and have to get up every night and open the window so I don't blow up. And I have a tropical bird in there that I am so concerned with. I have a dog dying with seizures and stage 4 cancer. This is the second one on the mountain we've had to deal with. I live down in Rushboro, Auburn Township, just south of Lawton. And we were told too bad, so sad.
Yep.
And you were one of the first areas to be drilled down there, too.
Yes, ma'am. We have been fighting this since 2005. So I do get a little antsy when all I hear in the press media are these certain little areas. Come to the other side of the county. Where I used to go get a chicken farm, I have got pictures where you drive down the road, it says, do not use a cell phone. Highly explosive area. You're driving in the backwoods of the country. Where did the farms go? I have watched them come through our wetlands back there. I don't know how wide this pipeline is where they all connect. They just went through the wetlands. There are no trees left. I challenge people to watch your mountain ridges. People say, well, the leaves are off the trees, I can see through them. No, I have lived here forever. If you can see through the base of those trees, I guarantee you there's a pipeline coming on the other side.
It's all the
On
back
the
of
other
my
side.
property.
They're putting more wells in. We already have 8 wells. Well pads. One of them with 11. The Bray pad, they're over there again with the water. Every night, the gassy yellow, the white plume. So please, this earth is screaming. She is screaming, and I can hear the groans on my mouth. You can put a coffee cup on the rail of our porch and watch it vibrate from the earth's movement. I don't care how far down they are.
You need to write a book, Silent Spring Revisited.
Well, I'm a victim of what's called New River Syndrome. It's called living downstream.
People need to hear the
And
story.
I have stood in meetings for years and years and begged people, do not, from the first time the land came, do not do this. Until I am terrified of my neighbors, people I've known my whole life. They've threatened to burn me out. They've threatened to blow me up. They've threatened to shoot.
This is who we are, right?
And I'm the only
I
one
think we
out
should
there.
pray for who we should become.
Yes.
Because what you're saying, this is
Because
who
I am
we,
the lone
as a
wolf. They
people
call
are
me the
today.
lone crazy wolf on the mountain. Well, thank God for
So
the
let's,
voice.
let's have that prayer.
So
and
let's
make
pray
things
and let's
change.
give the tobacco to the earth. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. Thank you for your witness. And we give to the earth,
To the four corners.
to the four
Four
corners of the
directions, right?
earth, and to the mother, honor the mother. And we allow the healing of this county and of this planet. So we no longer will drill into the mother to get energy. We can get energy from other sources that are even better than the fossil fuels. And what kind of words can we use, Lee?
As far as
Some kind of chant or prayer words
want
or
a song?
native words. Yeah, I'd like some native words to get
actually,
the
when we
energy.
broke stuff, we actually we build within to go without, right? And sometimes there's sacrifices, like this is made out of buffalo hide. So that's part of that learning. And those little bells in there are from my wife's little bells off her shoes when she was a kid. So each things that we do what's that?
Shall I pass this to?
It's up to you. If it feels good in your hand, then use it, you know, and
Then you can, I'll take this.
in a chant, we're just chanting. We're actually not going to give it words. Only certain times that we'll give those words, you know, and within the chant. And I got a real good brother. He's over in Romania right now, and he's teaching about chants. So I don't know too much about, you know, what he's teaching over there, but the words like Nibi is water, and so like Naizagan means I love you, and Nibi Naizagan, you know, but I'm not going to use that with maybe.
That would be nice. Nibi Nazagan.
Because we
Love
always sing
water.
from that heart, huh? That Ode, and then that's
Nibi
the heart of
Nazagan.
in our language, you know, is Ode. Like right now, Ode. So those language and then words, you know. So it's always those songs and those chants that take it to a higher level. And that Ode, always speak from your heart, and you'll never go wrong. So, and with that, we'll just.
Can we use
we're
those
gonna-
words? Nibi Nazagan Ode, and repeat those maybe. Nibi
Sure, you can.
Nibi Nazagan Ode. Nibi na.
There we go. See, and that's the fun thing about a new drum circle is because because usually when you're chanting and you're going to that higher plane, and there's no words, and it's like a hum or a hymn, you know. And when you incorporate words to it, then it's like a good drum group.
Right.
And it'll go around and go around, and that's what they're showing over there in Australia. I got tons of people around the world right now that's sharing and teaching it.
So we can do the words. We can then also make sounds. If you don't feel comfortable with the words, and you can also make sounds. And we'll just
something like that. But usually we'll go 4 times for them 4 directions. But it's something close to that. It's work in progress. That's what I was saying. It's work in progress. That song is like a welcoming song of our grandmothers. Our grandmothers welcome you in to dance, and I can do that chant and that song. That's really good. I mean, and it's pretty simple because it's just way high, way high, oh, way high, oh, way high, way high, others are welcoming us. Welcome us to come in and share our little feet. Come in and dance, and in that good way.
Little feet.
Little feet, yeah.
Little feet, the little feet are right there.
That's what we think about all the time, right? And sometimes we have to back up and share our stories with those little feet, so we'll continue to run. And so we always think about that. When you hear the tribe talk about, or the nations talking about the seventh generation, remember the respect for the woman, because she carried on the seventh generation. Everybody don't see that, but that's a seed of life. That's our mother. That's our caregiver, and that's why we show so much respect, and that's why they hold a voice in most of the council. So remember that.
Aho, thank you so much. Thank you. We are here for the healing of the planet. We are here for the healing of our county. And just like we heard testimony, it's not just the air, it is the water, it is the soil, it is every part of this planet that needs to be respected and honored and kept from being polluted by human actions. And human actions have been polluting the planet for hundreds of years. Now is time to say, no more. It is done. Now we need to honor the planet and honor ourselves. Aho.
Blow your smoke, and that's your direct line to the Creator as you blow your smoke up. And so that usually we'd use a piece of sweetgrass, which is in that. But and then I ask permission to use this new flint, because it's a new way of life, and they said that this day would come when we didn't have that spark anymore, and so we use that when we ask permission to light this powagan. And we'll go around this way and offer that up, and then, because we're going to go back here in time and share a little our history and this unity when it was the people. There was no government, there was the people. And along that riverbank we were all communities.
And then I'd like to, after we do this,
Don't turn green.
Do you feel lightheaded from this? You want to sit here? Sit here, Meow. There's a chair right here. We'll just move this stuff. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I know, I don't, yeah, I felt a little lightheaded too.
So we're going to walk to the Hadlick's house. We have to honor the land that is there that has been polluted by the industry, the gas industry, since 2011.
Why don't we take water, some of the jugs down with us?
Can I run to the bathroom?
Yes. We-ha-ho, ha-ho, yeah. Hey, hey, we-ha-ho, we-ha-ho, yeah. We're going to the Hadlick's house. 3 doors down. Ha-ho, yeah. Hey, hey, we-ha-ho, ha-ho. Hey, no, hey, she, money, she, hey, oh, hey, we-ha-ho, ha-ho.
Sorry, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Whoever needs it.
This is from Jerry.
Jerry, listen.
Well,
We should get a picture of, guys, we should get a picture of all this water. We want to inspire more people to get water. Let's take a picture.
So, as it stands right now,
I'll find a door myself.
Can you guys get a little closer to Tammy? I want to get a picture of Tammy and the water. Yeah. Ready, Tammy? Look at me. Cool. Thank you.
So we're going to bring the water to the house, the door, and then they'll bring it into the house. So the doorway's right beyond the swings on the left.
That's one of those coolers that go with these. So you can have it room temperature. You can plug
This
it
is
in.
Alex, Tammy.
Hey,
These are friends.
how's it going? Nice to meet you. I'm from Pike County.
This is Lee.